Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Bjorn. Today, it's going to be a bit of a channel update. We're just going to be doing an original character creation. Dawnforge did something similar to this, where you roll 3 dice, whatever you get for that, you put that in there, and you go on your dexterity, do the same, rinse and repeat. You can make some really wacky characters of this. It gives you more flaws than benefits generally. Overall, I kind of like it. I hope you're inspired to probably do this yourself because it can be very fun. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my channel and where I kind of plan on taking it. I was recently trying to figure out how to I've noticed people posting shit, like text posts and all that crap. Turns out you need like 1,000 subscribers for it. I don't have that. Thank you for those who have subscribed, no doubt, but I hope to get there someday. I've ran into a bit of a snag at the moment where I've been a bit sick. Right now it's the morning, so this is morning voice, but I've also had allergies. I've also been busy in general, so I haven't been able to do much. And generally with me making videos and stuff like that, I would like to script things out, not sound like I'm stuffed up. Like right now I feel fine. I feel okay. And that's why I'm able to do this. And the other thing though is that I've been playing a bit of some games here and there, and I would kind of like to share that with people. I would kind of like to build up my channel in other ways other than just Dungeons and Dragons. But for Dungeons and Dragons, I do have other ideas. Like I would like to make campaign ideas, campaign one-shots, make maps, make all sorts of things. Like I do Dungeon Master here and there, not as much, but hey, we'll see. I kind of have an interest in that, but I'm kind of still trying to figure out a format for it at the moment. I have considered streaming. I would be streaming like map making and all that stuff, but I'm not really sure like if people want to watch me streaming for 8 hours making a map and like be like, oh, this is a cool ridge. What could go here? Oh, let's go ahead and roll our dice here. I'm rambling. All right, so this is gonna be our strength again, and we're gonna move forward. Whatever we get, this is what we get. Oh boy. All right, that's a little bit below average. We got an 8 for our strength. That's all right. That's all right. Let's go ahead and roll our dexterity. We got a 10. That's not too bad for our dex. Pretty average. Hopefully we get something like one really good one and one really bad one. It's very fun. 1, 2, 3. Another 10. Oh, wow. Completely average here. 2, 3. Wow. Okay. That is kind of a shocker. Like literally the same numbers in 3 times in a row. Alright, there we go. Now we have a bit of an above average wisdom, so we're probably landing ourselves to a cleric, or maybe a hunter. Or sorry, ranger. 1, 2, 3. Alright, another 10. So, what does this look like for us? So, obviously, we could lean ourselves towards a ranger or a cleric. Something of those sorts. But before we pick out our class, generally, what I like to do whenever I'm doing this, and I think Dawnforge did it as well, is that they picked out the race that would most benefit this. So, for example, if I wanted to say fix my strength here, if I didn't want to have a negative strength modifier, I could go with Hill Dwarf or a Goliath, +2 to strength. And you're no longer in a negative modifier, and you would gain Constitution increase. There's that. Or we could focus something on our wisdom. So we could pick a tiefling that has a +2 to charisma and a +1 to wisdom. I'm pretty sure there's a tiefling like that. And we would get we'd have a +3 to wisdom, and we could be a cleric. That'd be cool. Or, if we had a whole bunch of like say this was 9, 11, 11, 11, 15, you'd want to go with a baseline human because you'd up that all up by 1. But for now, I'm thinking, you're just gonna have to take a quick look here. So I'm curious if an elf gives wisdom in any ways. Oh yeah, the wood elf does. So we could go +2 dexterity. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. We're gonna go wood elf here. We have a +2 to Dex and a +1 to Charisma, so we're near a modifier for our Wisdom, and for our Dexterity, we are near the point in which we will be able to multi-class out of Dexterity. So that really leaves us at the moment with picking out a class that we feel would be best for us. Oh yeah, we could also be a Druid. That would be a good choice as well. A Druid Ranger. I've never played a Druid Ranger. That'd be an interesting story progression. A Druid Ranger Cleric. I'm not sure if that multi-class would be viable. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, you know what, we can figure that out here. Before we start figuring all that out, I do want to kind of bring up, like, I do play World of Warcraft, right? I play Overwatch, I'll play other games, and I have friends I play with, and I'm curious what kind of format I should do with that, like, even if people are interested in it, because I understand people, like, will subscribe to a YouTube channel for one particular thing, and that's what I do, right? And I don't want to, like, completely shit on that audience that has come here for that, but I do have other interests. And yeah, let's go ahead and choose a background real quick. Yeah, fuck it, we're gonna go with Acolyte background, because this way we can, like, if we start off with a Ranger or a Druid, we can tie ourselves into being a Cleric down the line. We'll start out with the Ranger. It feels right. We'll go Ranger. But as I was about to say, like, I do play World of Warcraft. I run a bit of a guild. I have a bit of a raid, mythics going and all that jazz. I kind of want to create a community there as well, because, you know, the game's kind of a dud right now with BFA, but yeah, I think finding the right people, having laughs and enjoying each other's presence and stuff like that, that's really where stuff lies. Favorite enemy, what are we gonna hate in this game so much that we want to kill? Perhaps Fae are our favorite enemy, because maybe we're protectors of the land. Maybe we're like the boundary between the Fae and the human, like, you know, the normal human civilization. So it could be also humanoids and Fae eventually, and that's why we're gonna, yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna track humanoids first, not for like malicious purposes, but maybe, like, you know, kids will wander out into the forest to get lost, or maybe some crazy satyr or something like that will go ahead and take a child and bring them off, and we have to follow you know, the scent or whatever of that human child that was taken, or maybe some teenagers wandered in there and were messing around and all that jazz. But yeah, let's go with humans, and I think as well we should go with elves, because we are an elf ourselves, so there's a possibility that, you know, we would need to track our own kind. So where are the connection between the Feywild and the human civilization? And maybe we're a bit of isolationists and people don't really know about us, but we helped out in some ways, and we're gonna go ahead and take this up onto level 5, because this way we'll get an extra attack. As for our fighting style, I'm kind of debating what I want to do there. So first, we'll go ahead and pick out our archetype. Gloomstalker could be good for this, even though we're not so primarily focused on, say, the Underdark. Even though we're not focused on the Underdark, we can still benefit from, you know, all the like the shit that we gain from Gloomstalker. Like Gloomstalker, you can hide, you're invisible to people who use dark vision. So in, like, the Feywilds, or like in parts of it, or if let's say it's bleeding over, whatever the campaign setting is, there's eternal night, and there has to be creatures there that use dark vision. So all of a sudden we can hide from those creatures. Horizon Walker could also be another good fit here, because maybe instead of, like, some settings have the Feywild and, you know, I'm going to call it Midgard right now because I can't think of what it's called in game. They have Midgard and the Feywild. Like, there's a weird, like, amalgamation in parts of the world, and, like, you can just walk across. Or maybe in this case, there's literal portals that people don't realize, and then they cross through that, and that's where the Horizon Walker would come in. I'm really feeling Gloomstalker right now, because we do get a whole bunch of stuff with this, so. And you know what? Because we are going to be going Gloomstalker, I am really feeling the 2-weapon fighting. I'm feeling it, man. We're going to be doing that. I want to get up close and personal with this character. I'm a bit inspired by Drax, whatever that hunter's name is. Now, obviously for our first ASI, we are going to want to go with a, we are going to choose a feat, and this is where we're going to be able to start multi-classing out, thanks to us going up to 5th level. When we choose Elven Accuracy, we'll be able to choose a Dexterity score, even though this only puts us to a 13. 13 means we meet the requirements for our Ranger multi-classing, which is a Dexterity and a Wisdom of 13. And now we can multi-class out, so we have that, but is there anything else that we would like to gain before leaving? Like hide in plain sight, for example. This could be useful. Stalker's Flurry. This is also an amazing ability. So, but I feel like at 5th level, this is the point in which I would like to multi-class out, and we could come back into it. But I'll keep that in mind that I want maybe 6 levels invested into the Ranger. So we also have access to the Monk, the Fighter, the Druid, and the Cleric. I'm thinking that this character, I haven't played a Ranger Druid combo yet. I would kind of like to play a Ranger Druid combo. We're so attached to the Feywilds in this case. We're so attached to nature. We're so detached from civilization. We're a lawful neutral, say, or a true neutral even. And we're guardians. We're sentinels of the forest or some shit like that. You know what? I think that because we are going to be so close in melee combat, and that's what we're focusing on, I think Circle of Spores will be the correct way to go, because we do get the Halo Spores and the Symbiotic Entity. Symbiotic Entity is fucking cool as shit, and really awesome. But yeah, let's see here. So 14th level we would get Fungal Body. What level can we go up to here? We can go up to 15th. And that for the Druid, we'll go up to 8th level Druid. Yeah, this way we still have access to that. 8th level Druid will be giving us our Wild Shape improvements, as well as 2 ASIs. Let's take a look if there's a feat that we actually need. I don't think that there is, necessarily. As a Hunter, of course, Athlete would make sense for this character, because we're trying to get our Dexterity up. We don't take this... Yeah, you know what? The Athlete feat, even though we don't gain a lot of Dexterity and a lot of Wisdom right away, I think this is the right choice to go. And then as for the ASI, I'm going to go ahead and choose... probably just this. Let's see where we're at for our Dexterity. We're at a 14 and a Wisdom of... Okay, cool. Cool. I think because we're focusing so much on our Dexterity, we're going to need to improve that. So now we're at a 16 Dexterity. We are currently level 13. That's not too bad. And yeah, so we have... how many levels left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can either go into more of the Gloomstalker, but you know what? Let's take a look into, we have that Acolyte background I mentioned. I've never done this. I naturally want to go Rogue, because Rogue fits into this. It makes sense. But Cleric, let's take a look at some of the Divine Dominions and see, because obviously, like, this, the Nature or the Life Domain. You know what we could go with? We could just easily go with the Life Domain Cleric here. We could, because we are a Druid. We have, so not only would we be fitting into that Ranger archetype here, if we go with the Life Domain, we're all of a sudden able to heal a lot more, because of the Druid you gain the fucking Spirit Healer thing, and as long as your group does that right, it can be broken, but I mean, you know, it's fine. Okay, that's not too bad. What if we go 2nd level Life Domain Cleric, and then we would just miss out on Stalker's Flurry. I'm thinking it doesn't matter too much to me. Like, I want this character to be that support ranger character. With the Life Domain Cleric level 2, that's kind of getting there. But what other classes do we have access to here that we could add more support to our roles here? But yeah, so let's go ahead. Before we... I'm considering just dumping it back down to 1 Cleric of Life, and then we can invest into, say, Rogue here, right? And then for Rogue, we could go up to, like... what if we... okay, hold on. This is gonna get crazy. Okay, we're gonna go 3rd level Rogue, and then we add Fighter, so we could get Action Surge at level 2. Okay, we're a little bit everywhere right now. This has gotten out of hand, but I'm okay with this. So for fighting style, we're gonna go with Defense. More AC for us, less chance of getting hit. We're still wearing leather. Expertise. We gain proficiencies with acrobatics. We're gonna gain stealth. We're gonna be gaining survival, because that's what we are. We're still trying to fit into that role. We're gonna go swashbuckler. Mastermind, inquisitive. They could be fun. I know Scout would fit into this, but we've already invested so much into like survival already, and like yeah. So yeah, this is our character. We're a Gloomstalker level 5, a Life Domain Cleric at level 2, a Circle of Spores Druid level 8, a Fighter of level 2, and a Swashbuckler Rogue of level 3. Probably not like the greatest multi-classing, but I have purposes for everything. So with our Gloomstalker, we can hide more effectively from things that rely on dark vision. Again, in the Feywild, things probably, and at night, things will rely on dark vision, so it makes sense. So we're able to hide more effectively. The Life Domain Cleric synergizes with the Circle of Spores Druid in the fact that we're able to more heal effectively. We're a very big support role in that. The fighter purely just adds another fighting style of defense, as well as it gives us a second wind and action surge. Very, very, like, fighter level 2 is amazing. Swashbuckler rogue. We do gain sneak attack, we gain thieves cant, we gain cunning action, which is beautiful. Bonus action, we can hide now. We also gain our rakish audacity and fancy footwork. We don't have any more ASIs to invest into because we have fucked up our leveling here. One of the most multi-classed classes I've ever created that I did not anticipate. So I'm thinking the leveling pattern here would go to ranger, then into druid, then into cleric, then into rogue, then into fighter. Yeah, at level 20 we'd be gaining our action surge. Fuck it. What do we got for health? What did they roll us for health? I'm kind of curious. It should be around like 190 or something. Oh no, we're good. We get a lot of health. But yeah, okay, that's enough of this. I do want to expand this channel. I do want to grow. I'm sorry for not posting something recently. Truly am. I plan on posting more in the future now that I'm not so, congested and all that jazz from allergies and illnesses. Thank you again for those who have subscribed. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.